boys that sat on them benches. I never talked to them boys that sat on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Oh man, what is going on? As you see, I am masked up because my kids are home. Yes, I did test positive, unfortunately. I was feeling good yesterday. And then at around 7 o'clock, man, it's like my body just went into crash mode. Got real achy. Yeah, I just was like, okay, I gotta lay down. And I'm feeling good today. Woke up feeling pretty good. I feel good right now. That's why I'm here. Decided, hey, I'm up, feeling all right. Let's get it. Let's do it earlier than I usually do. That's because I don't know at 6 o'clock if I'm gonna still feel the same way. So, what is going on, everybody, man? But I'm feeling pretty good, man. This is actually my first time having this, so it's I haven't had. The good news is like I haven't had any struggles with like breathing or anything. Basically, man, my body's just been sore. I feel like I got hit by a truck. But for the most part, man, I'm doing good. Appreciate everybody that reached out and everybody saying praying for you and hope I feel better. I appreciate all you guys. But we got to make sure we reach out to the people affected by the storm. My family's is in the direct path. I talked to them this morning. They said they're good. Power's out in Central Florida, Lakeland, but trees are down, but no damage to the house. So all my family's doing pretty good down there. If you are in that path of, was it Ian? I'm assuming it's Ian, right? If you are in the path of the hurricane, man, stay safe. I think the worst has passed. I think, from what I'm seeing, like now it's just the damage and all that. So, yeah, man, a lot going on. You got people getting sick like myself, and you got the hurricane down there in Florida, man. So. Everybody stay safe. I'm doing my best to stay safe. I hate wearing the mask, but because my kids are in the house, I'm gonna do it. And like I said, man, right now I'm feeling good. But what is going on, everybody? It's your boy POLK, a.k.a. a.k.a. the goddamn truth. This episode, what episode are we on, man? It was the 61. So we 61 episodes of The Hangover, man. Today we're gonna talk about this Wake Forest game. And I'm feeling pretty good, Randy. Thanks for acting. I'm feeling good now. Like this time yesterday, I felt good. Something happened last night. And like I said, my body just, bam, just, like I said, it felt like a truck hit me. I didn't want to get up. My body was hurting. I got a little bit, still got body aches a little bit, but nothing I can't deal with. So I'm feeling pretty good as of right now. And like I said, I haven't had any problem with breathing, or I haven't lost my taste of smell. I haven't lost, what is it? You lose your smell. And what's the other one? Shoot. Taste. Haven't lost my taste or my smell. There you go. Tripping. But no, I haven't done anything like that. Again, I'm pretty good with breathing. The first day my chest was hurting, but that's gone. That has since passed. Yesterday, the body aches, man. Like I said, the body aches were the worst part, man. Absolute worst part of it. But I'm feeling pretty good this morning. So, yeah, I'm still eating. Not that much. So I'm not like super hungry. But I force myself to eat, I guess. So I guess you could say I don't really have an appetite. But I do make myself eat. Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys for showing your concern, man. Barto on the check-in. Hey, Barto on the check-in with the Ohio State logo. But shout out to you, Rudy. Beat Rudy. But yeah, man. So we're pushing through this thing. This thing just came out of nowhere. I don't even know where I got it from. Like Monday, I was good. Tuesday, I woke up. Body was hurting a little bit, but when you in the military like me, some days you wake up and you just not feeling it. So that's what I took it as. And by 9 o'clock, I had crashed out. Went to the ER, gave me a test, came back positive. And here we are now. And drink bleach. Oh man, I'm good though, Randy. I appreciate you for asking. And anybody else that's asking, man, I'm feeling good. That's why we on here, man. Hit the like button. We got Wake Forest coming up. It looks like that game is going to be played. Looks like that game is going to be played. Yeah, I think the game's going to be played. Like I don't think there's any issues there. I was listening to the Wake head coach Clawson's interviews. He doesn't sound too excited to play Florida State. Trying to use the storm as an excuse and some of the other things I was getting from him. Doesn't seem like he's too thrilled about coming down here to Tallahassee, even though the storm won't affect Tallahassee. I think the only thing that I think I would worry me about the storm is people traveling, obviously. Traveling from outside of the area. That definitely can affect attendance. But as far as Tallahassee goes itself, I think it's pretty well documented that the storm won't be affecting Tallahassee. So the game should be a go. And yeah, I think Clawson sounds a little shook, man. I don't know why he would feel that way. He should be excited. But somebody brought up a crazy stat. I saw it on Twitter. I don't even know how accurate it is. Anything you see on Twitter, man, you got to take with a grain of salt, right? But something of like Wake Forest is like 2-13 in their last like 15 games with an attendance over like 45,000 people or something crazy like that. Basically, the bigger the attendance, the more likely it is that Wake Forest loses games. It's kind of a crazy stat. I don't know what the attendance will be. Obviously, no storm, and I think Doak would have been packed out again. Probably not so much. I'm thinking probably around 50 to 60 in the building on Saturday. But yeah, man, I'm excited for the game. This is the first game in the trio of games that's going to kind of solidify this team, or it's going to reveal exactly what it is we have here, right? So we'll see, man. We'll see what kind of team we got. 36 people. So I was waiting for some more people to get in here. So we'll do a roll call, man, and we'll get on today's topics, man. Give me 1 second. And we got to throw, because Saturday we didn't get a chance to throw the stickers on the helmet because I was out of town. So we'll put that helmet sticker on there. I believe it was for Trey Benson, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll throw that on there today. And let's do a quick roll call. Let's start with Peter. I think Peter is the first comment of the day. I still got those comments from last night. Peter Shields, member of the 863 Tribe, Priscilla Chestnut, Hannes Nick, Chris Busby, Tevin Strong, Noel Squad, Chris Robinson says Orlando in, EMG Rose, member of the 863 Tribe, Joe Johnson, Stroking the Flame, Ahmad Davis, Beat Rudy, Randy Yates, R. Davius, Timmy, Vontae, Noel Squad, Jacarius, Hypnotic, and I think Charmy 904. I think that's all we got in here. Again, 38 people. Hit the like button, share the video. Midday, hangover because I'm home, obviously, locked down because I'm sick. And I wanted to get it out the way in case tonight came and I didn't feel up to it again. So we're gonna get this out the way. But as of right now, guys, I feel good. And what do you let's start off with the let's get the sticker out the way. I say we do that. Let's get the sticker out the way. And we're going to put it right there because I like that personally. And then we'll start working our way back. And there you go. Look at that, man. We didn't have – this is through 4 games of the season, folks. Last year through the whole season, I honestly think we had only like 4 tomahawks on this entire helmet last year. I honestly think we only had 4. And I had to manufacture some of those. Like I had to go to recruiting to try to put tomahawks on this helmet because there just wasn't a lot to talk about wins and losses wise. So 4 games in, man, and we're rolling, man. We are rolling. Absolutely, I did. We went live Friday and Saturday of last week. Hold on. But maybe, huh? But we got the game coming up, and we're gonna do our predictions and all that. I'm looking at this game, and I am not. So remember last week I had a pretty conservative prediction for the Boston College game. 1, because I didn't think Travis would play, and 2, as I continue to say, or had continued to say, until the team shows me that they can go in there and blow a team out, I am not going to start picking crazy blowout scores. So last week I predicted a 24-13 game. They went 44-14. So they doubled pretty much they almost doubled what I thought they were going to score. And that's what had a lot to do with Travis. And I think it's just a lot to do with the way this team is approaching games. Now, I'm not going to come in here and tell you that we're blowing Wake Forest out. I think that would be irresponsible. But I got to be honest with you. On the road against they're on the road coming in. If there's one of these 3 games that I think I feel the most confident in, I think it's this one. I honestly think it's this one. And it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm looking at the other side of the ball for Wake Forest, and they're just not very good. Like, at any level on their defense. Our defensive line, not worried about that defensive line. I'm not even saying our O-line is the best O-line. It's vastly improved. I think we can all agree there. If we get Robert Scott back, you feel even better. I think that's kind of the big thing with this team, with us, when you just speak about Florida State, is we get our guys back who are injured. I mean, I can't really look at a situation. I mean, shootout maybe, but I don't even think this is going to be the shootout that people think. I think Wake will score points, obviously. But, man, from what I'm watched for 4 games, this offense is completely night and day than what we saw the previous 2 years. Like, they are almost able to – I don't want to say we can score at will, but, man, we are able to get the ball where we want to get it, when we want to get it. So I don't really fear Wake's defense. As a matter of fact, I would argue Wake's defense, and we can take away, obviously, Duquesne. Wake's defense is the worst defense we're going to see. So we've seen so far this year. They're definitely worse than LSU's, definitely worse than Louisville's. I would argue they're worse than Boston College's. If you just look at the numbers, You look at the raw numbers, this Wake Forest defense is the worst defense we're going to see. I don't really have a big worry on this game, man. I guess the only thing I worry about, and I think they're starting to prove that this shouldn't be a worry, is does the team come out overexcited? Do they come out thinking they're already arrived? But I think we can put that to bed. I don't think Florida State, I don't think Mike Norvell, I don't think they're allowing this team to get ahead of themselves. I believe they've taken every game, in my opinion, serious. And they have no reason to look past Wake Forest. Obviously, Wake Forest is a good team. But I really think Wake Forest is a one side of the ball pony. Like, it's just great offense. Great offense. But I gotta tell you, man, I'm not worried about their defense at all. And if this game, in my opinion, comes down to who can make more stops, then yeah, I'll take Florida State. I think FSU will get a turnover or two. Jordan Travis has done an amazing job. Not only this year, if you go back to the last, 5 games of last year or so, Jordan Travis has done an amazing job of taking care of the football. He does not throw picks. I mean, the only one he's got this year hit Cam McDonald right in the hands. Like, how? Like, the only interception you've thrown so far hit your tight end right in the hands. Right? So as long as we don't fumble the ball, and I'm not worried about Travis throwing any interceptions. And because of that, I don't really know how Wake can stop us. Okay, so just looking at this game, yes, Wake's got an offense. They got some good receivers, and obviously they got the quarterback. They run this very, very patient, slow, methodical mesh where they're able to snap the ball and somehow seem like they can hold the ball there for like 10 seconds before the play develops, which is a very interesting way they run and play football. Getting Verse back is pivotal. I think Verse plays. I don't think there's a doubt in my mind. I think Verse could have played last week. I think they kept him out because they realized they probably didn't need him going against a couple walk-ons on the Boston College O-line. I think they realized there was no need to rush Verse out there. I would be shocked if Verse didn't play this week. Verse has the ability to blow that mesh up. I love it is the one concern I have because he was on crutches and in a boot Saturday on the sideline against Boston College. Could that be precaution? Maybe just trying to keep weight off of it. Maybe. I would be more surprised if Lovett played. Like, not surprised at all if Verse plays. As a matter of fact, I completely understand. Or I completely expect Jarrett Verse to play. Lovett would shock me. Gainer looks like he's a full go. I don't know what Gainer adds, but you can mix Gainer in there and try to rush the blitz. The key to this game for Florida State, and you saw it with Clemson, and I don't know if we attack their offense the same way. I think the key is, can our DBs hold up? If our DBs can hold up, we can be effective. You saw it with Clemson, man, and Clemson had some injuries in that secondary. But Clemson, man, they just got whooped. They're DBs. I know they were freshmen and they weren't the starters, but hey, you Clemson, right? And you're supposed to recruit those guys. I mean, it is what it is. But their DBs just got exposed. Is Duke healthy? He looked pretty good against Boston College. Is Duke healthy? The safety play, does that continue to get better? Do we see more of AZ? I hope we don't see number 7 in one-on-one situations down the field. That historically has not gone well for us. But we'll see. I feel pretty confident, though, in Ronaldo Green. He's been an upgrade in every facet, in my opinion, with the loss of that guy that wears number 12 at Louisville, whose name we don't say over here. But he's been an upgrade in every area of the game in coverage, and he's just as good, if not a better tackler, which that was everybody's calling card for number 12 was, oh, he's an amazing tackler, though. Like, well, whatever. Ronaldo Green's better than at that, and he can actually do what a corner is supposed to do, and that's cover wide receivers. So we won't harp on that. I think the key is our DBs, man. And what exactly defense do we play? Do we go with the zone and just hang back, let them do everything? Don't give up the big play. Let them try to do everything short. Maybe see if our D-line can affect them. Those are the questions I'll be interested to see. I don't really have an answer. A part of me wants to. My belief is to put pressure on Wake Forest. My belief is to man up. Maybe put. I don't know. Maybe. My opinion, man, is to man up across the board. Maybe a cover one, put one safety back there. Have another one sort of blitzing, or I want to man up and see what we got. Now, that might not be the right answer. Maybe I'm just not a fan of the zone sitting back and letting these guys get. Like, you don't let a guy like that Hartman get in a rhythm. That's what I don't. He gets in a rhythm and now he's got 6 touchdowns. Right? That's what I don't want. We've seen that. I mean, we saw it with the guy who a lot of us don't even think that Jaden Daniels is a good quarterback, but you hang back in the zone and you give him options to pick the zone apart, and now he's in a rhythm, and now he's looking like a good quarterback. Well, you give a guy like Hartman that zone, and now he's gaining that rhythm, and he's completing passes, and he's getting that confidence, and now the crowd noise isn't as loud as maybe it was going to be, and man, in my opinion, man, you continue put pressure on him, move him off his spot, make him have to reset his feet, move him as much as you can, show him different looks, and one-on-one him on the outside. Make him make perfect throws. Make him have to beat you, because I don't believe they're going to be able to run the ball. So they're going to throw the ball 40-plus times this game. Almost certain they're going to throw the ball 40-plus times. So that's kind of my philosophy. I don't know if people will agree with that. I think we all kind of have our own thought processes on how they should attack Wake. For me, blitz them, get pressure, don't sit back and just let him, play pitch and catch. I just don't do it. Just don't do it. I'm not worried about Wake's running game at all. At all. That's why I don't know why sometimes we continue to do it. Granted, to be fair, Stroking and Flame, we haven't had the DBs to be able to man up either. Do you really want to see number 7 man-to-man down the field? Probably not. What about when that guy number 12 was here? Did you really want him manned up down the field? Probably not. Right? So to be fair, we haven't had guys that can be man-up corners either. If we're being honest, I think we got better corners this year. And if you tell me versus playing Gainer, who we can bring off the edge and blitz, you still got Deloach. Like, we don't have to really worry about containing the edges due to, I'm not worried about Hartman running. I don't know, man. I think we can, I don't know, man. I think we can generate some pressure here, throw some different looks at him, and make him make the right plays. And then, hey, you're FSU DB, go out there and make plays, man. Go out there and make plays. Do what you're supposed to do. DBU for a reason. One of the few schools that make a claim to DBU and have a legit claim to it is Florida State. Go out there and show that you had DBU. That's just how I feel. Yeah, exactly. Man to man with that guy. Good luck. He's hurt. I still expect him to play. He's hurt, but I expect him to play. no power, what's up? So, and I could be wrong, but from what I've seen, I think Verse plays. Offensively, I think Robert Scott plays, but I don't know for sure. Who are we missing? We missing anybody else? I'm not sure if we're missing anybody else. But ultimately, man, that's the only thing I'm worried about. Obviously, it's the passing game in Wake Forest, and how do we defend it? How do we move him off his square? How do we rattle him? Show him again those different looks that I'm talking about. That's what scheme is the almighty ass boxing monster like to say? What is the defensive genius that is Adam Fuller gonna pull out of his hat this weekend? That's what I'm curious to see. I don't believe our DBs are as bad as Clemson's at all. At all. You look at the teams we struggle with, man. It's the teams that have those running quarterbacks. They kill us. Well, you saw what we did. And I'm not saying Jerkovich is no Hartman. Don't get me wrong. But a guy that can, a non-mobile quarterback, you see what we can do there. So, again, man, I got to be honest with you. If I'm just looking at this game on paper, I'm not worried about Wake Forest. I guess the only thing that worried me is if they start off hot. If our defense can't have an answer for them, then maybe we are in a shootout. I don't think we're in the shootout. Winston Wright, I would not be. Man, Winston Wright's interesting. I think he might play. Don't quote me on it. I have no sources, obviously. I think he's getting close here to playing, and it wouldn't shock me if he played. It's almost kind of crazy. They haven't needed him. And you kind of wonder, you bring Winston Wright into that rotation. Well, if somebody's snaps are going to diminish. But every single wide receiver has shown up. Darian Williamson's had his moments. Kentron Portier's had his moments. Malik McLean's had his moments. Micah Pittman's had his moments. Obviously, Johnny Wilson's had his moments. Ontario Wilson had his moments. Well, you add Winston Wright. Now I don't know if that's a great problem to have, I guess. But you got to think. Somebody's got to come off the field if you're adding Winston Wright to it. So we'll see, man. I believe it says Lovett is available to play. It does. Again, I'm just a little bit more worried because he was in a boot and crutches. So I'm just a little bit more worried there. Our coaches like to change what we do against certain teams. Follow the same path we've been doing. Plus or minus 2.5 passing TDs and 300 yards passing, if not raining. For us? Well, I'll tell you this. I'll do plus the 300. Probably minus on the passing TDs. Because if you notice, Jordan Travis doesn't have a lot of passing touchdowns because we get into the red zone and we run the ball, which I'm 100% okay with. So, like last game, I think he only threw one touchdown, right? But they ran the ball. We scored 44 points. Obviously, one of that's on the kickoff. So what's that? We scored 35 offensive points, something like that. And majority of that, Toa Philly had a rush. Benson had 2. I think Ward had another one. So that's 28. And then Jordan Travis threw one. So, as you can see, we got 28 points on the ground. I think they will accumulate the yards through the air. But I think once we get in the red zone, we're running the ball. So give me plus 300 or somewhere around there for sure. Especially if we're kind of going back and forth with Wake early. But probably pounding the ball once we get inside the 20, which I'm not mad at. It's been working well so far. Kusami Haynes with the $5 says, I will be at Doak Saturday. Let's freaking go. Why you got a mask on? Also, we told you so. I wasn't even going to talk about the we told you so, but yeah, we can talk about that. I got a mask on because I'm sick. Tested positive, and my kids are home, so got the mask on. But shout out to Kusami, and I'll reference what he's talking about here in a minute.
Clickety clank, clickety clank. The money goes into my piggy bank.
Winston gets those Williamson touches, probably, but I think Williamson was hurt at the end of the last game, so that would make some sense. They have a 6'1" receiver and a 6'8", and I hope they give him more catches. It ain't raining. Receiver stepping up. Special team. Okay, we got looks like we got Pornhub in the building. Let me get that up out of here. I think Terrence already got it. Okay, I think y'all already got the Pornhub out of here. Good. I don't think they need it. They haven't shown that they haven't needed to have any design runs for Travis. We are able to do what we've talked about, and that is line up and just run the ball. We haven't had to, and I don't think you need to. You don't need to do more design runs for Travis. I haven't needed to. I don't think you need. Don't start forcing things that we haven't had to do up until this point. And this Wake Forest defense isn't the defense where all of a sudden we got to start pulling stuff out of the bag. That's just me. I think it's very important that we get an advantage early. If we can score a few times and get a few stops in the first quarter, that would be huge. Does FSU have the best O-line in the ACC? Okay? So I'm a respond to Kusami, and I'm gonna fill you in on what the "we told you so" stuff is. So, of course, Florida State fans, we don't know how to just be happy. Right, we have to. Somebody always has to turn this thing into a combatant between the fan base, right? We can't never just sit back and say, "Man, we 4-0, we watching some good football. Let's be friends." So the "we told you so" is from the Mike Norvell fan club, from the Mike Norvell fan club of, "Hey, look what we told you. After 2 years of whatever you call the last 2 years, you can insert adjective or whatever you want to do there. But after the last 2 years, we're 4-0, and look, we told you so. We told you so." And I'm like, that's fair. I don't know why we have to do this. Like, again, why can't we just be happy that we're a good team and we like what we're doing? But that's where we're at, man. You got people who want to say we told you so, and I get it to a certain degree. Torture, there you go. Last 2 years of torture, whatever you want to call it. Insert word there. I get it but the problem I have is the loudest isn't the majority. Yes, you had a lot of people who were really loud, saying some fairly stupid things. With that said, that doesn't mean everybody felt that way. Nor can you be mad at people that did feel that way. And so this is my big jab back at those individuals. Because remember, I keep receipts. And we talked about it on this channel leading up to the season. And y'all know my stance have been the entire time. So this isn't me changing anything. You can go back and watch the videos. My stance was always 8 to 9 wins. And I was arguing with everybody. You're crazy if you think 8 to 9 wins is a possibility. You've lost your mind. These were the Norvell fans. So you felt the way you felt. You thought Norvell was the right choice, and that's fine. But you didn't have the balls, the confidence, the belief, in my opinion, to go out there with your guy and say, "Man, in year 3, he's finna come in here and he's finna shock the world." Someone who's seen as a hater, which I don't like being called a Norvell hater because I'm not. I mean, Terrence would tell you that I'm not a Norvell hater. Terrence thinks I'm too nice on Norvell, but there's a lot of y'all that thinks I'm too soft on Norvell. So that's neither here Or Terrence thinks I'm too soft on him. Some of y'all think I'm too hard on him. But y'all, man, the porn sites keep popping back up in here. That's crazy. Nobody wants to talk Chat 69. It's 12 o'clock on a Thursday. We are not watching porno. Golly. Now, with that said, now before the porn sites came back up, like I was saying, so a lot of y'all can come in here and y'all can poke your chest out and say we told you so, but you didn't even feel that way at the beginning of the season. Again, we have the receipts. Y'all thought 6 wins. Somehow you thought 6 wins. You thought 7 wins was okay in year 3. You thought 6 and 7 wins was okay in year 3. When I ask why, well, the last 2 years had me a little worried. So I thought 6 and 7 wins would be a good season. So help me understand how you can look at the last 2 years, and even you look at the last 2 years and you go, man, I ain't got too much confidence for year 3, and I love Mike Norvell, but 7 wins would be a great season. But how is it possible that I can't look at the last 2 years and say, man, I don't think Mike's the right guy for this job? Tell me how that works. Tell me why you can come out here and poke your chest out off of 2 years of evidence and feel like, yeah, you're right. I think 7 wins is the maximum. You know, maybe if we get a couple breaks here, 8. But I can't look at the last 2 years. I can't look at the Travis Hunter fiasco. I can't look at the Amarius Mims fiasco. I can't look at 0-4. I can't look at Jacksonville State. I can't look at the Mackenzie Milton, Jordan Travis debacle that was. I can't look at any of those things and go, yeah, man, I think Mike's over his head. But it's okay for you to go, well, it was good to tempt my expectations in year 3 because of the last 2 years. See how that doesn't make any sense? So my whole stance has always been, if you believe in the man, stand on your square. Point blank, period. If you believed in Mike, there's no reason why in year 3 you should have said 6 or 7 wins, in my opinion. I'm the so-called hater, and I was like, bro, we got 8, 9 wins. I need it. That's what we're going for. That's what I'm shooting for. That's the expectation. But I was doing that because I was trying to stack the odds against Mike Norvell. So I can say if we don't get 8 or 9 wins, oh, look, Mike's trash. No, that's not why I was doing that. I had a clear expectation. I saw the talent on the team. I had a clear expectation. Y'all hedged your bets, shot low. So now when he exceeds these expectations, which he's on pace to, there's a whole lot more football to be played. We need to be clear on that too. We're 4 games into it and everybody's poking their chest out. There's a whole lot more football to be played. The good news is this team looks like it's on the right path, so I don't expect some kind of bottoming out, right? There's a whole lot more. So, again, like, I don't know, man. Y'all didn't stand on your square. You wanted to hedge your bets and shoot low. So if he exceeded expectations, you could do what they're doing now. And this is obviously social media thing. The fans go back and forth. So that's what I'm addressing. That's what we're doing. Again, Florida State fans, man, we can't just be happy, sit back and go, dang, bro, we got a good team. They've beaten the teams they're supposed to beat. Jordan Travis is looking like we can't do that. Instead, we got to have a group of fans. We always got to be split, some reason or the other. We got to have this group of people saying, I told you so. And this other group of people now are defending themselves. So let's go to the comment section. Terrence says, the We Told You So club has to be the Jordan Travis naysayers. Fan base has to find something to argue about. I thought 9 was always our ceiling. I said 8-4. Norvell is still suspect to me. Arizona State can have him. It ain't happening. He's not going there. Unfortunately, you have some fans wishing on the team's downfall so they can gloat that they were right on Twitter. And it's on both sides. It's on both sides. Again, you have a lot of people who I honestly believe, obviously, it's on both sides. You know, some of these people, I don't even think are Florida State fans. They're just Mike Norvell fans or fans of the previous coach, right? Joe says, speak for yourself. I think he was talking about that porn stuff. My floor is 8 wins, whether it was Norvell or not. The floor of this team is 8 wins. And honestly, this team should achieve more than 8 wins. You stay hating on Odell Dugans and Memphis Mike. I'm more of a Mike hater. Absolutely. Who would we get next year if Norvell leaves? He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. And would you still be okay with 8 wins? Yeah, I would still be okay. I mean, the schedule, again, you got this 3-game stretch. You still have Miami and Florida on the, and regardless of how either one of those teams, I think Florida looks better than Miami. And I don't even think that's a question. I mean, Florida started off their season with 3 ranked teams. So I know they're 2-2, but can't say that the schedule's been easy. But Florida and Miami are going to be tough games regardless because of the rivalry. And then, of course, Clemson, NC State, Wake. So, yeah, I would still be okay with 8-4, but 8-4 is the floor. Like I think Stroking the Flame said it before. Yeah, the floor is 8. Like you're already 4-0. You should be able to scrounge 4 more wins the rest of this season. Like that shouldn't be a question. Right? So my thing is like we can say I told you so all we want, but who's the person that said 8-4 in January? Who was saying 8-4? In January, who was saying 8-4? In spring ball, who was saying 8 wins, 9 wins? I was. And people told me I was crazy. Now it's everybody's on the bandwagon. But those people who are on the bandwagon, didn't have the testicular fortitude, like they used to say in wrestling, the testicular fortitude to go out there and pick a team to win more than 6 games. What's up, Tyler? He says, energy is way too low for a 4-0 football team. What do you mean by that? Energy. What do you mean? The team's energy? Our energy? What do you mean? FSU Cooks won 7 games if Jordan didn't miss a few games. Well, that was my whole thing, Insane Mob. People told me I was crazy. We were a 7-win team last year. We were a 7-win football team last year. So I don't know how you could go this year and go 6 and 7 wins is an improvement. No, it's not. It's stagnation at the best. It's being stagnant. I don't know about you, but I'm not looking for a stagnant program. I mean, starting 4-0. If you want to dig down into the ceiling, man, that's crazy. But if you want to really look at the schedule, again, I think we match up very well against Wake. I hate to say this, but I don't think the reason I say I hate to say it because we like to look at certain teams, and NC State's been getting all this hype. But who has NC State played to really garner all this respect they've continued to receive? Who's the best team they've played is Texas Tech? I'm sorry. So for me, Clemson's the toughest game on the schedule, in my opinion. And the good thing is we get them at home. And then you have the 2 rivalry games. I don't know if we win both of those games. I would love to, but both games would be tough. To me, the ceiling, I think, is 10 wins. I think the ceiling is 10 wins. Timmy says he ain't tripping if we go 0-3 the next few games. See, I don't know what to say to that. Why? Why aren't we tripping? Why is that okay? Why is it okay to go 0-3 the next? Why is that okay? Y'all agree with that? Why is that okay? Why is it okay to start off 4-0 and then it's it's completely fine? So it's okay to beat Duquesne, LSU, who I think is a better team than people are getting credit for, and I think you'll see that as the season goes along. But it's okay to only have wins against Duquesne, LSU, a Louisville team that obviously got drugged by Syracuse and probably should have lost to UCF, and a Boston College team that we all know is bad. And then go 0-3 against teams that are actually good. So we're showing that, again, we can't beat any good teams. So I don't. That's what I say when I say we hedge our bets. It's okay to go 0-3 against the good teams on the schedule. So we're not really a good team. Man, these websites are really showing up here today, huh? I'm gonna start putting on. I think the best way to do it. I'm gonna start putting my channel on subscribers can only comment. That'll stop that. That'll stop that. But this team better not go 0-3. Shouldn't even be 1-3. Or you mean 1-2? 1-2, I'll for the I can accept I can accept 1-2 to a certain degree. I'm with 2-1 though. That was me. I thought it was over, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. You still can't convince me that if Travis had been out for an extended period of time, you can't convince me Rodemaker's ready to take this team over. You still can't convince me that. Timmy tripping. I know you're not saying we can't, but the point is you're saying you're not tripping if we don't. So if we can't beat good, if we go 0-3, I think that's a pretty good, solid stretch of data that says, well, we can't beat good teams. I think that's what that says. If we were to go 0-3 in that stretch. You just don't know how did our O-line hold up against LSU? Like, why do we got to keep questioning things? I get it, man. We're kind of scarred here. We're kind of like, good God, bro. That's what I'm saying. Let's man up. Have some damn pride. Like, okay, LSU lost one player in that game, but they still had a bunch of other NFL talent on that O-line, and we were able to move the football effectively, block it up when we had to, and do what we had to do. But for some reason, we can't do it against an NC State or a Clemson. So what's the difference between an 0-3 and a 1-2? A victory is the difference. Again, showing that you can beat a team is one thing. To go 0-3 is, in my opinion, vastly different than to go 1-2. These are 3 straight ranked teams. 3 of them. Show me you can beat a ranked team. Show me you can beat a team that not only has expectations, but has to a certain degree lived up to those expectations this far into the year. Go 0-3 the next 3 games and win out 9-3. But how likely is that? Like, that's why I can't. We can go 0-3, but win out. How likely is that you can't beat Clemson, you can't beat NC State, and you can't beat Wake? Who, again, I think Wake is the most beatable team of the 3. But you're going to beat Miami, who, I mean, we can make fun of that Middle Tennessee game. I had a blast with it. But let's not act like we're not going to go down there. That game will be sold out because their Super Bowl's coming to town. And if they don't play hard for any other game, Miami will play hard for that game. Florida will play. I think we get Florida at home. Florida will show up, and we struggle with the running quarterback. Come on, man. That game is not a given against the Gators at all. Especially if Anthony Richardson can get the running. That game is not a given. Syracuse is not a given. I'm sorry, but I don't know how likely it is that you go 0-3 and then win out. If you can't scrape together, at least beat one of these teams, give me some hope that you can beat some of the teams down the stretch. 2-1, I think, is the most likely situation. And can't be mad at 2-1 at all. Again, for me, it's just take care of home. Take care of the home field, and I'm good. 1-2 with 2 games at home and an overrated NC State team is not acceptable. I hear you, but if you know if you go 1-2, you obviously take one of these games at home. NC State's going to be a tough atmosphere regardless. Whether or not NC State's overrated or not, that's going to be a tough atmosphere. If we beat Wake and NC State beats Clemson, there's a chance that's a primetime game, college game day game right there. So we'll see. Says I can't ignore the injuries right now. Well, injury is a part of it. So I'm not really. Again, I don't think our injuries are. Again, I think Robert Scott was kept out of precaution. I think Verse was kept out for precautions, and Lovett's the only one that worries me. Now, obviously, you get some major injuries in this 3-game stretch. That changes the conversation. You know, you go up to NC State and Travis gets knocked out of the game and he misses the next couple games. I got it. Like, I'm not irrational. I understand that each game's different and things can happen that can change the dynamics. But I'm just speaking from like a blank slate, like just to go 0-3. Everybody remains healthy for the most part, and just it's okay to start the season off 4-3, or 4-0, and all of a sudden you're 4-3. What up, Irv? I agree with you. I think there's a better chance that we go 3-0 than it is to go 0-3. 0-3 would be a disaster, folks. Don't get soft on me, guys. Let's keep the energy. The same people that y'all are poking your chest out, don't start talking to. And I'm not saying that's you, Timmy. Timmy, you always good for a little devil's advocate. I don't know if you purposely play devil's advocate or if you really feel the way you feel. But I appreciate you because you spark conversation. But don't come in here poking your chest out saying we told you so and then start saying this 0-3 nonsense would be acceptable. No, man. No. We getting off track. If we get Scott back, I'm not worried. We just don't like all these injuries. I mean, it's just Scott. Bless Harris. I mean, he's gone. Like, he ain't getting them back. Caden Lyle ain't getting them back. It's just Robert Scott. And I would say Darius and Turrentine have been holding down the tackle position extremely well. And don't be shocked if, you got another couple more weeks, and who knows, Armella might be able to, I'm not too worried. I don't think the conditions are going to be rough, and I think we're going to be 5-0 regardless. Appreciate you, Zay. Appreciate you. NC State is a night game? Okay. I mean, that's going to be a hostile environment, right? Don't care. If we win them, I don't care. If we lose them, does it make a difference? We knew, like you say, nail biters. We knew the field goal kicker was going to come in rear. Like, if you tell me we lose one of the next 3 because of a nail biter, maybe a special team situation, I can accept it. To lose all 3 because of close games, and you're the coach, you're the staff, you coach around your deficiencies. Find a way to win some of those nail biters. Like, that's just we're past that stage. I thought, that's why I don't buy into this. We passed that. I thought last year was the we lose close games year, right? That was last year, if I'm not mistaken. We lose the close games. We play competitive, we lose the close games. I thought this year we were taking the next step. So are we actually taking the next step? And again, or are we just saying stagnant? For some reason, man, we can't make up our minds. But just now tapping in. What's going on, man? Appreciate you. Yeah, and we found a way to win the game. That's the point. So again, don't take the wrong step and lose the nail biters. We finding ways to win game. Y'all understanding what I'm getting at? I think Tyler understands. Maybe everybody ain't understanding it. Don't take a step backwards. I don't care if it's a close game, but you can't tell me that losing 3 straight nail biters is somehow a good sign. I thought we took steps past that. I thought we were growing as a team. Again, not staying stagnant. Anyways, my prediction for the game, again, I kind of pointed it out. Defensively, I don't think Clemson can really do much with us. Their D-line isn't anything special. Like, even if Robert Scott doesn't play, I think we're fine. I'll just give my score prediction, and I'll let you guys kind of give your score predictions in the chat. I legit think it's almost a given at this point that Fitzgerald's going to miss like an extra point or something. So for me, I got the score 41-28, Florida State. I think Clemson will score. I think we get more stops than I say Clemson. I think Wake will score. I think we get more stops than Clemson got. I think we force a turnover or two. And yeah, I think, what is that, a 13-point win? That's what I think. I think we can win this game by 13. A closer game obviously would not shock me. It wouldn't shock me if this is a 45-42 game or something like that, honestly. Anytime you got Adam Fuller back there and you quite don't know what he's going to run out there this weekend. I said how I would attack them, but they might see things differently. With that said, I don't think they can stop our offense. And I think it's more likely that we get stops than unless Travis just has a bad game, right? And I guess I don't want to speak on it. Shouldn't you be working? I guess I don't want to speak on it. But does Travis have a bad game? Like, you kind of look and go, oh, eventually maybe he just has maybe not even a bad game, just a mediocre game. I'm not sure Wake's the game for that. Maybe the NC State or Clemson games are the games where he maybe comes back down a little bit. I don't know if Wake is. I don't think Wake, again, don't think Wake has the defense. So I got it 41-28. I think Fitz misses a field goal. So instead of I would say 42, but I think it's almost, you can almost book that he's going to miss an extra point. And I think if you're Mike, and we didn't really speak much of the offense, but I think if you're Mike Norvell, 4 straight. Once you get past the 50, if you're not going 4 hard, I think you're doing it wrong. You can't let this game come down to field goals. You 4 down territory once you pass the 50, in my opinion, is what you should be doing. 4 down territory. I think it's going to be a tough game for Wake. They're coming off a heartbreaker and all week, and it's been filled with distractions. And how much are they even wanting to play this game? Because their head coach don't seem like he wants to make this trip. The head coach doesn't seem like he wants to make this trip. I'm not even sure they are fully invested in playing this game. Yeah, exactly. Their coach has been whining all week. I'm not even sure if the team wants to even make the trip. I say give him 1 attempt, and if he misses, 4 hard. I mean, it sounds good, but what do we always say? Football comes down to a game of inches, or, what if that 1 attempt is what you lose by. I just think we've seen enough through 4 games to know, bro, and just go, and maybe not past the 50, right? Maybe you want to play a little bit of field position, but at least once you get past the 40, you're going 4 hard. I don't know, man. I think I brought that stat up. I saw that. Yeah. They're like 3-12. I brought that up earlier in the show. I'm saying go for it myself. So yeah, that's Tyrone. The weather's perfect in Tallahassee. Yeah. Said the storm wouldn't affect Tallahassee that much. So not surprised by any of that. So yeah, man, I think this Wake Forest team is obviously a good offensive team. I think they leave some things to be desired on the defensive side of the ball, but they can outscore their opponents. I mean, I think Liberty showed that type of stuff, and you can kind of go through all the other games. We're at a point now, man, where we can't allow ourselves to be beaten by our kicking game. We understand what we have at kicker. We gotta work around that. But I don't think this game really comes down to that personally. But I still think you should go for it. Get as many. You're going to need points in this game. Get as many points. Get as many points as possible. Appreciate you, Artie. I'm doing all right. I'm feeling pretty good today. Does anybody remember when Wake came in the Doak and basically hung their foot up? Started homecoming. Yeah, that was years ago, but yeah. Remember that one? That's what's up. I think DJ Chester's taking another visit this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. I think I read that. Is Duke fully healthy and he's playing opposite of Green? I think we can get several stops. That's a great question. Is Duke fully healthy? I think that's the $1 million question, really. Is Duke fully healthy? If he's healthy, I'm with you. If he's not, we've been working through that situation through the first 4 games. It's hard to say. I don't know if he's healthy or not, to be honest with you. I assume he's somewhat healthy, but it's tough. Probably not because of the storm. Probably not. Right? Might as well let Mastronamano kick from field goal and see if he can get it. I think he is. He's practicing well from what I've heard. Bro, these porn sites won't let it be. This is ridiculous. I think we got it too. Again, I'm not worried. That Boston College game really showed me a lot. And I know it's like, oh, it is Boston College. I understand that. But again, this team hasn't been in a position to where not only can they blow out another team, but to actually do it. Right? To actually do it, I thought was impressive. I thought to actually do it, to actually go into that game, impose your will, and show that you were the bigger, faster, stronger team, thought was impressive. Because there was other games like that last year where I thought we were the bigger, faster, stronger team, but we didn't impose our will like that. Last year's Syracuse game being one. Last year's Boston College game being another one. Obviously, it's mental. I don't trust him, man. I don't trust him. I don't think he trusts himself. So, good luck. Good luck. Again, go for 4 down territory, man. 4 down territory. So, to recap, guys, we put the sticker on the helmet today for last Saturday's win, and we went over the weight game and what I think the best way to attack that offense with our defense would be, and offensively what we should do. And it's only been over a little bit over an hour, but I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover, man, before this weekend. I don't think they can. Hartman throws a lot of 50-50 balls because his wide receivers are pretty good. So we'll see what happens. That's the great question. Who's the wide receiver? Every week it's been a new receiver. So who's the wide receiver that shows up this week? I want to. I'm gonna say Micah Pittman. What is that?
This is a unicorn. It's Dreya's.
Oh, okay.
This
I think Micah Pittman will be the one that shows up this week. I'm be very interested to see. Can you go over there with that? That's loud. Thank you. I think Pittman shows up this week. I think I'm gonna be very interested to see how Wake decides to cover Johnny Wilson, because you look at what Boston College did. They focused pretty much that entire. They had a guy over Wilson the entire time. They had like two. They had a corner and a safety pretty much over Johnny the whole time. Does Wake do the same thing? If so, obviously that's going to leave one-on-one options for other people. If Wake doesn't, I mean, Wake doesn't have any DBs that's going to match up with Johnny. So Wake's going to have to pick their poison, and this is why the Johnny Wilson acquisition was always such a big deal for me. I always love that pickup because you don't coach 6'7", man. You can't. In a team, you can say what you want about Johnny. He can't catch. Obviously, the man can catch. But people telling you that the man can't catch. And at the end of the day, you have to account for 6'7". If you leave him there, I don't care who you are, you 6'7", just throw him up the ball. Eventually, he's going to catch some of them. And it's obvious, again, obviously, Johnny can catch. But you have to prepare for 6'7". And he opens up everything else. So I actually think Cam, they've played they've integrated Cam a lot more in the passing game this year. So that he's getting more opportunities. Cam McDonald still has his moments, but he's getting more opportunities to make plays. And so that's good to see. And I think that has a lot to do. And I think we spoke about this preseason, and we talked about the need for not having the need to have a tight end always in to help the blocking. Would that open up tight ends in the passing game? And I think that's what you're seeing. They don't need to have a tight end always in to help the blocking scheme out because our O-line is actually better. And now that's allowing guys like mainly Cam McDonald is the only guy they really target in the passing game. And it's allowing him to be effective, and he gets his 1 or 2 big passes a game. So that's more production out of that position than we've had in the last 2 or 3 years. So can't be mad at it for sure. You definitely can't be mad at it. Any other questions, man, before we... I think, I got time, obviously. It's only... What time is it? It's only 1:00 my time, like 2:00 y'all's time if you're on the East Coast. If you're on my time, then it's only 1:18. I got time, a little bit more time, guys, if you want to ask some questions. But we covered this game really for the most part, man. I don't think this is a complicated game. I just think it's stay disciplined, get get to that quarterback, man. Make them feel pressure. Give them different looks. Again, I don't think it's anything too complicated here. They're kind of a one-trick pony, man. I don't think their running game's anything that you have to be too worried about. We're pretty damn good against the run. And again, defensively, I don't think there's anything you got to be worried about. So, tell me I'm crazy. Tell me I should be a little bit more worried, maybe. We hate the word on weight. We hate the word on weight D, honestly. I don't know what you mean. I've tried to comprehend it. I don't know. It's crazy. This is our earliest game this year for FSU. Yeah, it is. Let us borrow Johnny. He may not be the fastest. Just throw it up that big mofo. QB's best friend. I don't think Johnny wants to play for Gaddis, man. I'm just saying, Keynes. I'm sorry. I think Johnny likes playing for Atkins and Mike. Just saying. I mean, I think he also likes playing, for the best quarterback in the state. Just saying. Is Benson our kickoff? I think so. I mean, after what he did last week, would you question Benson being a kickoff returner from here on out? No, I think Benson is the guy. How do your linebackers stop their quarterback? Don't think your linebackers play much of a factor in stopping Hartman in this game. He's not a mobile guy. Now, if you're talking about blitzing those guys, maybe. But I think it comes down to the front four. Can they get pressures? And then your DBs just got to hold up in the back end. I don't know if Deloach or Bethune have much effect on Hartman. You're not going to spy him. Again, unless you're blitzing a lot, which might be. I don't know what Fuller's going to do. I don't think those guys have much of an effect on the quarterback in this game. As long as FSU is locked in, I can't see a loss. Wake expended a lot of energy. When FSU starts leaning on them and getting physical, it will be over. No worries. We don't want those QBs in offense. NK, I agree. He likes winning. I rewatched the game from last year. Deloach missed the first half because of the targeting, so linebacker play was terrible for the first half. Wasn't Winston right? Also a kick returner. He was. TVD finna lose his starting job. Gaddis needs to get his out. You know what? If we have Verse back, I think the chances go even higher, bro. If we get Verse back, then you're probably blitzing Deloach and Bethune less, and that speaks to like you said. I like our chances regardless. So that has nothing to do with my chances. I like my chances regardless because that boy Patrick Payton ain't no joke, like I told y'all. So I'm good there regardless. But you get Verse back, Verse is definitely going to make that impact. And I think Verse frees up your linebackers, do a little bit more, maybe in the running game. Like if you ask me where Verse, not Verse. If you ask me where Bethune and Deloach have their biggest impact, is going to be keeping the run game in check. As long as we do that and force them to pass the ball a bunch of times, I like our chances. Now, if they're able to start running the ball for whatever reason, and that mesh becomes a situation where, because they hold that ball so long, you're literally having to dissect, is the running back keeping it or not? Like, first and foremost, man, stop that run game. Because that long drawn out read option mesh that they run, it becomes less likely that you're going to hand it off to the running back if the running back ain't getting but 1 yard to carry. Stop that run game so we can know what's coming. But if he's getting 4, 5, 6 yards a pop, now it becomes, Now defense is in trouble, right? So that's where our linebackers will have the most effect, in my opinion. I'll be attending South Carolina State game tonight. Hope they can pull off the upset. Probably not, but I'm glad you'll be there, Kenny. I like Fuller, so I hope he does well this weekend. Do we know if Scott and Verse will be playing? You know how Mike does with the injuries, man. He's not putting anything out. I expect Verse for sure, and I'm fairly confident Scott plays. Yeah, we played a terrible game last year. Good God, they just won't stop coming. Bad memories of the Mackenzie Milton saga. Dang, Polk, I didn't know you was on. Yeah, I wanted to get it out the way in case I didn't feel too good later on during the day. If we get Verse back, you think Wake scores less than 24? I think Wake's going to score some points. So 28 for me. I'll keep it at that. You might as well. At this point, go to chat 69, man. At this point, if you into that type of thing at 2:00 on a Thursday afternoon and you ain't got nothing better to do, just go. Just go and do what you got to do. I ain't judging you. Apparently, they are very tuned into this live stream for whatever reason. What does it say about Clemson if we manage to be? It doesn't say anything. Remember, every game is different. It doesn't say much. Wake was at home. I don't know. I won't take too much out of that personally. I do think people are overreacting to Clemson's offense. I think it has a lot to do with playing that Wake Forest defense. I think people are overrating Clemson. People all of a sudden say DJ's good and that Clemson offense is, did you forget the first couple games of the season with Clemson? So that's not true. I think just Wake's defense is really that bad. So there's that. I think we do hold them to under 30 points. So no, I don't think you're crazy. Of course not. I tried to tell y'all that before the beginning of the season, but y'all didn't listen. Is Lovett playing? I don't know about Lovett. Lovett, if you get Verse and Lovett back, whoa, buddy. Yeah. Lovett is the guy that Lovett is the one guy that I probably think you don't see. The Clemson versus NC State game will tell us a lot about both teams, I think. U2 has a major spam problem now, and the company does not care at all. Yeah, obviously. Normally, though, I don't get that problem. Like when I do my shows at the later times, I don't really have this problem. But apparently, Chat 69 is jumping in the afternoon, I guess. No, he won't. They don't. I don't know Clemson's schedule, but they probably don't play another defense that bad. But, man, that's all I got today. Yeah, man, final prediction for this game, 41-28 Florida State. Feel pretty confident in that. Obviously, every game is a different story, but this team has continued to show me that they are able to answer and in a lot of ways generate offense when they need to. So I don't really have worry offensively. Defensively, I got to see a few stops, but I think we'll manage. So 41-28. Again, if you're in Florida, Central Florida, the west coast of Florida, man, I hope everything worked out for you. I think the storm has kind of passed y'all by at this point, so stay safe, be safe out there if you are still being affected by the hurricane. All depends on how he plays, Ardavius. Put it like this, if he continues to play the way he's playing and they go 3-0, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm glad you're on the Jarian train too, man. I hope that works out for you. Most people don't think it's going to work out for you, but I hope it works out for you. Okay, so yeah, Ian pretty much is past that area, so good. That's good to hear. I'm going to go ahead and lay down for a little bit as I continue to get better myself. And That's all I got today, guys. Good little midday stream. I will definitely see y'all this weekend. Y'all know where to tune in. Win, lose, or draw. Y'all know where we're going to be at. You know where we're going to be at for halftime. We'll be in the building. Win, lose, or draw. 863-70 TV. Thank everybody who gave me their wishes of getting better, and everybody who tuned in. Hit the like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. And as always, it's your boy Polk over here on 863-70 TV. Stay classy, Seminoles, and we are out here. I'm going to take a nap.